Absolutely. I thought first half we were very comfortable and quite in control of the game, you know, and we come out second half it's like a different team. And once we lose a goal, you know, because obviously we've not done well over the last few weeks, you know, it's a bit of panic sets in and we just completely forget to start to play. And did really poorly in the second half, and that was as bad a performance as you can get in the second half, you know, especially at home when there's something at stake.
Well, yeah, indeed, that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, you certainly, you know, played a strong side, and the habit in the past has been both sides.
Aye, well, we had an idea that Dumbarton would come strong, but what I did today was, you know, the likes of Robert Love and Andy Stirling and people like that who haven't played a lot of football, you know, Chris McLeod didn't play Saturday, they were all brought back into the side, go and show us what you've got, you know. Stevie Thompson, after getting sent off on Saturday, this is going from bad to worse for him, he picks up an injury, but all these guys were given an opportunity to stake a claim going into the second quarter of the season. Some did, some didn't, you know, some confirmed, you know, what was in my mind already, that they may have to be changed, you know. We may have to look at that come Christmas time, because on that performance in the second half, I'm not saying the lack of ability, but certainly the lack of heart was palpable, you know, and it was too comfortable a victory for Dumbarton, for Malik. When I sat on the stand today and I thought, you know, a different tact, and you know, trying to be very analytical about, you know, the players that are playing at this stage. We had a great start to the season, but I was never kidded by that, you know. We always knew there was going to be a rough patch in it. But we wanted to get through the first quarter and try and analyse who we thought was going to be able to do the job for us. And unfortunately, there's more questions than answers at this minute in time, you know. So,
but unlike apparently Saturday when you were unlucky by all accounts, I mean, the keeper was never the safety.
No, we could have played all night tonight and no score. Saturday we were fantastic on Saturday in terms of our approach play, but we just couldn't get the ball in the net, you know, for one reason or another. Their keeper did very well, some of our misses were incredible. Tonight we didn't get to that tempo whatsoever, never got near that, you know, and I don't think their keeper had that many saves to make, to be one I can remember, I think. But for 90 minutes, Graf, I remember he saved one down at the near post. He had a bit of scramble of Scott Dale. Craig O'Reilly, in fact, there was Scott Dale cross for the left hand side.
That's right, just a wee
aye, but for 90 minutes work, it's not a lot. But the good night of the night was the guys who didn't play. The likes of Ian Dyack and Craig Malloy and Gary Tom were all rested, you know, and it was a good night for them because they know they're playing on Saturday. They didn't put a foot wrong tonight, but it was the only ones that they all are playing Saturday. Aye.
Do we need to get the squad bigger?
Well, the squad numbers are there for a reason, you know. I mean, we looked at that. We wanted to make sure that there were spaces available for younger kids coming through. I mean, that's still a big thing for us at this club, you know. We want to try and make sure that we've got younger players coming in, but we have to be mindful of the fact that we've got to win games in this division as well. We worked really hard to get to the second division. The last thing we want to do is end up in the third division again, you know. So, know that was points at stake tonight, but that performance, you would tend to suggest it would be hard to win games.
Not on the back of 3 league defeats. I mean, that performance, as you say, particularly in the second half, is cause for concern if you're the manager.
Well, it's pretty simple. When I spoke to the players before the game, it's like give me selection problems for Saturday. You want to play against Stirling? This is a perfect platform to go and play on. You know, show us what you can do. You do well enough, you play Saturday. You know, you, me, everybody else sitting at the ground, you're thinking, well, all of us start at picking the team, but there'll not be many come up with the same side after that. You know, so. It was disappointing, really disappointing. You know,
you look at with your squad to find out what was that
can't be done. You know, we know that, you know, we need to start firing up front. You know, I'm looking for combinations of strikers. I'm looking for one to get us a goal. Right now, we don't look to have much presence about us. You know, that's something that has to change very quickly. How we change it is debatable. You know, I still think that we have good players here. You know, they're going through a hard time at the minute. Collectively we're going through a hard time, you know. We looked at a lack of confidence about us in the second half again. You know, one result can change that, and we hope that it comes on Saturday, but it's such a massive game for everyone now, you know. It's so important that we get a result. But the last 2 teams that came here that have been top of the league, we've beaten them. And I've just said that to the players just now. You know, we can't throw the toys at the pram and stop believing that we're a decent side, you know. It's went pear-shaped for us over the last few weeks, but you know.
You didn't roar at them though, because
I didn't really see the point in that. I thought, you know, I had my shouting and balling up at Brecon this season when we didn't perform particularly well, but I didn't think the shouting and balling was going to make much difference. To be perfectly honest, you know, we've got to just get back to basics. You know, we normally defend.
Your address as being more analytical.
Aye, absolutely. We've, you know, analytical to the point that I've got to work out who can play and who can't. You know? And there's got to be some big decisions taken over the period leading up to Christmas. You know. There's definitely needs, some surgery needing done. There's no doubt about that. You know,
But that's always the case, isn't
that
it?
is, I'm no any different from any other manager. I want to get better players in. You know, it's as
Is
simple
there a
as that.
finance to back it?
Well, that I don't know at the minute. You know, we'll wait and see. I would think that, like most clubs, it'll be wheeling and dealing. You know, if I don't think players up to scratch, then I'll try and move them on and bring in players we are. But there ain't no point in speculating about which players are going until we find out which players I would like to bring in. You know, and are they available? And that's a big point. I'm speaking to the board on a regular basis about that. But you know, they're like me. They want the best players brought here that we can afford. So, you know, the search continues. Where are they? Everybody's looking for strikers. We're no any different than anybody else. You know, some of our approach play in the first half was good. It was great on Saturday. Unfortunately, we couldn't finish. You know, we would like to try and do something in that department, but you know, are they out there or can we afford them? You know, that's the other thing.
And Saturday with Albion, and you got Thompson's obviously.
Stevie Thompson's out. That gives us a problem. We tried one or two things tonight in full-back areas, you know, so didn't work for me, you know. So when it's back to the drawing board, I've got to make sure we get a side that's going to compete first and foremost. And amazing when you take the likes of Malloy to your team and you don't start with Ian Thompson on your side, how you can go the other way, you know. And
Malloy's fit though, is he?
Oh, they're fit. I mean, he was rested. I mean, he just ran himself into the ground on Saturday. Gary Tom the same, you know. Scullion still carrying a knock. He fitness test before the game. You know, he had a good first half. No so clever second half, but had a good first half. But he'll be ready for Saturday. So you know, we'll be much stronger come Saturday. But it's getting.
Albion, of course, you would have to say deserve the very fact of getting points to anybody else against them deserve.
No losing games. You know, even when they're not playing particularly well, they're not losing matches, which you know is exactly what we want to be doing. You know, it's not happening for us right now. So. We just have to make sure that we, you know, I said to the boys, get back to basics. You know, we just got to go and fight and scrap and battle our way over a hole. You know, which we've dug ourselves into, to be fair. You know, and discipline on Saturday cost us. You know, some of the goals were given away. We can only blame ourselves. You know, I don't think Dumbarton were all that good tonight, but they didn't have to be all that good. You know, I thought it was probably like a pre-season game in the first half, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, two goals scored to Chris Boyd as well, and it was.
I mean, to have a sending off in the game, it was ridiculous given the nature of the game, because I can't imagine anybody competing for a ball, to be honest. But you know, that's something we've got to find again. You know, we can play some pretty stuff, but there's another side to it, and we've got to make sure we get that side right. So it's all cliche, but it's sleeves rolled up time, and let's separate the boys who can and the boys who can't. You know, and that's pretty much it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.